What's up, guys? I'm going to break down the exact system my clients have used to lose 15 to 30 pounds of fat in only 5 to 7 hours per week. And if you do this system right away and you do it consistently, you too will lose 15 to 30 pounds of fat in minimal time, despite having a crazy schedule, being on the go consistently, or not having a lot of time to go to the gym and exercise. And for some of you who are maybe new to my world or maybe don't know who I am just yet, my name is Tyler Jones, and I was a former sports sales executive for about a year in the NFL. And guys, I just got off a call last week with my client Devin, and he had explained to me, how he's down, 7 inches of total body fat in the last 90 or so days. And I've been super pumped up for him because he's been putting the work and grinding on his journey, even through all the ups and the downs. And before, working with me, Devin had been in a place where he had not worked out consistently for about 2 to 3 years. He'd been a former college athlete, and he was putting all his time and energy into his sports sales career and trying to make as much sales as he possibly could. And when he wasn't working out consistently, it left him super frustrated, and anxious because he had just not been able to take action. He didn't have the right strategy for his lifestyle, and because he didn't have all those tools that he needed in the system, he just took all those hours and put it into what he knows to do, which is his career. And eventually it caught up to him where his energy levels just plummeted. He wasn't enjoying the way he was feeling on a day in and day out basis. He hated the way he looked in the mirror. And finally, he just got fed up, and he decided to take action and actually, make the change in his life that he always knew he needed to make. And that's why I'm super happy to share this system with you guys, because not only has Devin seen tremendous success with being down 7 inches of, body fat, but all of my clients have seen even tremendous success with this as well. And just so you guys know that I'm not kidding around, look at Jason right here. He lost about 15 to 20 pounds in his first, 3 to 4 months. And you can clearly see he has a lot less body fat and he has a lot more muscle. Or even Aaron right here, who dropped 21 pounds of fat in only 4 months. Or Caitlin right here, who lost about 15 pounds of fat in only 16 weeks. Or even Steve right here, who lost 20 pounds in 4 months. Or Julian, who lost 16 pounds of fat in, 4 months. Or even Chris Griggs right here, who put on a huge amount of muscle. Right? And you can see between the different photos. Or even Andrew, who lost 25 pounds in 4 months, guys. And again, that's why I'm super excited to share this system with you, because I know it will help you to lose anywhere between 15 to 30 pounds, even the next 90 to 120 days. So make sure, if you want to, achieve that goal and lose that amount of fat, make sure to take notes and write this stuff down so you don't forget. And one more thing too, guys, I know with health and fitness, it can always feel like we're overwhelmed, like we don't have enough time in the week, or we don't have the time and energy to get things done. At the end of the day, we have 168 hours in a week, right? And obviously we're sleeping 8 hours, 7 to 8 hours per night, right? And that's like 50 hours, let's just say, per week. And then we work, our 50 to 50, 60 hours a week. Let's just say 50 hours. So 50 time is spending sleep, 50 is spending, working. So that means you're left with around 65 to 70 hours to fit in your health and fitness, right? And on top of, spending time with the kids, doing stuff with the friends, whatever. So if you're feeling like you're running out of time, I would encourage you to check your settings on your phone with how much usage you're going to your apps, or how much time you're spending out doing things that are maybe not serving you, right? I would just start to, like you do with your bank account. If you're losing money, you check where you're losing money from. The same thing is with your time, because at the end of the day, it only does require 5 to 7 hours per week to chase your, to achieve your goals with your health and your fitness. So I would just do that from a standpoint so you know how much time you're spending and where is it going on a week in and week out basis. So step number 1 is the system it's called the 3-6-1 standards, right? And it stands for 3 workouts per week, 6 days of tracking, 1 gallon of water a day, guys. So step number 1 is 3 metabolic weight training sessions per week, guys. So the biggest mistake I see people make when it comes to shedding fat is that they just do a bunch of cardio, right? They're doing a bunch of cardio, they neglect the weightlifting, and they're constantly just, again, focusing on running or doing the treadmill for 30 to 40 minutes a day at the gym. And when it comes to shedding fat, guys, you actually need more muscle mass than you do, obviously you need more muscle mass because it makes shedding fat 10 times easier. And I made this mistake too, guys, when I was, two-sport athlete growing up playing soccer and basketball, I was running all the time. And, even though I was running and I was burning a lot of calories, my body was also losing a lot of muscle. And I got what they call skinny fat. So I had a lot of stubborn fat that, wasn't really helping me. And I wasn't confident in the way I looked, even though I was doing a lot. So the key is to do 3 strength training sessions per week for about 35, 40 minutes, 45, however much time you need. You don't need more than an hour, but you want to make sure that you're in the gym, you're lifting weights, because that's going to help you retain and build more muscle, retain the muscle you have and build more. And that way it's going to speed up your metabolism and make shedding fat 10 times easier, because for every pound of lean muscle you have, you can burn up to 50 calories, per pound. So if you build 10 pounds or even 20 pounds of lean muscle right there, that's 500 to 1,000 calories for just being able to sit on your couch and do nothing, because you have a lot more lean muscle. So step number 1 is to do 3 metabolic, weight training sessions per week. And you could do that with push, pull legs, 3 full body days, but I would stick in that realm as well. Step number 2 is to dial in your calories, guys. So the biggest mistake I see when people are trying to, lose fat, and obviously chase their goals, is they just start focusing on eating clean, and they just cut how much food they're eating per week. They cut it drastically, whether they're doing 1 meal a day or maybe 2, or they're fasting all day, or they're just eating chicken and rice, clean foods, right? And kind of putting a bad label on eating out. And it's kind of like this: if you're going to a restaurant, right, meeting up with some friends, but you've never been there, you don't know where it's at, and you're kind of going to the restaurant trying to find it without actually having a GPS to get there, right? So the key is not to eat clean and, restrict yourself. It's to eat right and dial in the right proportions that you need for your body type and your goals, right? So you can start to see that fat start to go down. So you want to dial in your calories. I'm going to attach a link to a calculator, the Legion calculator. It's not perfect. It's going to give you a general range, but obviously a range is better than nothing. What I do with my clients more in depth is obviously calculating it based off of their body types, their height, their weight, their activity level, their lifestyle. I couldn't be able to do it in a timely manner on this call, but I'll attach the calculator at the end in the bio, so you can at least get a range of where you should be based off of where you're at and how much fat you want to lose. So that way you can kind of get a ballpark range of how much food you need to eat proportion-wise on a daily basis. Because again, even with dialing your calories, you want to get the right proportions, and also making sure you're eating the right amount of protein, which is 0.8 to 1 gram per pound of body weight per day. So that way you retain the muscle you do have as well, pairing that with the weightlifting. So guys, those are the first 2 steps of the 3-6-1 method standards, which is 3 workouts per week, 6 days of tracking your nutrition and dialing in your calories to make sure that you're staying on track and you're fueling your body with the right things and eating the right proportions. And then lastly, like I mentioned before, step number 3 is 1 gallon of water per day, which is the one of the standards in the method, guys. So I've made this mistake. I see a lot of people in the world of sales and just business making this mistake as well, is people forget to drink water, right? They forget to drink water, and they go days on end and every day just being dehydrated, because that's what water does, guys. Water, hydrates your body, but your brain also needs a lot of water. So you can have, a better mood, and it gets rid of the brain fog. And when you're dehydrated, your body's in a state of stress, you're dehydrated, you're not going to perform as well, and you're not going to think as clearly and, operating on a high level, cognitively, with your mind and your brain. And because of this, I see the mistake that people are making is they start to rely on, caffeine for energy, right? And water is actually great for your energy. It actually boosts your levels, but that's when people are not drinking water, so they rely on caffeine. And what caffeine does in high amounts of doses is that it does dehydrate your body even more. So now you're not drinking water and you're just dehydrating your body even more, which is going to affect your performance. Imagine if you forget to, keep putting the money in the bank account for paying your bills that automatically come out every month. Eventually the services will cut off because you're not paying your bill. And the same things with your body. Eventually your body's going to have shitty mood. It's going to be low cognitive function. It's going to be down and out because you're not giving it what it needs, which is water, because your body's made up of 60% water, guys. So again, it's eventually going to cut off, shut down, not perform at a higher level. So step 3, guys, is to make sure you're getting a gallon of water per day, guys. And this is, again, the 3-6-1 method that I do with all my clients right now, guys. And if you implement these same steps, you too can lose 15 to 30 pounds, give or take, in a 90 to 120 days. So I hope this was super helpful, just hearing a little bit about the system that I do inside my program with my clients. And if you ever have any questions or comments, concerns, or want to learn more about it and how it may work for you, and kind of figuring out what that, exact system fit may look like, even when you get your exact calories, you get your exact workouts, and get the exact strategy built for your lifestyle, feel free to reach out to me via LinkedIn or Instagram. More than happy to connect and kind of do what I can, see if we'd be a great fit to work together, and support you on your journey as well. And if you do, I'm going to leave the link to applying in the bio below as well. And if you think it's a great fit and want to explore that opportunity. So guys, super excited to bring more value and videos to you in the coming weeks, in the coming months. And thank you again for always. And if you do want to hear more about content, or like kind of be alerted when I'm dropping videos, just make sure to hit the subscribe button, so that way and turn notifications on, so you always get alerted when I do drop a new training. But as always, I will talk to you soon, family, and have a great day. Peace.